What's going on, everyone? If you haven't seen the news yet, the next 7-star Tera raid has been announced, and it is going to be Samurott. It's going to be a bug Tera type Samurott from the looks of what Cerebi brought out on their Twitter, and it's going to be beginning at midnight UTC on the 31st, which means around, I think it's 4 or 5 p.m. PST, so my time, on Thursday. So look forward to that. That's going to be Thursday, March 30th, and I will probably start streaming around that time. I will get back to you guys when that time comes, though. But this is looking pretty promising as far as movesets and Pokemon comps go. It's a bug Tera, so it's gonna, cause a little bit of a stir as far as what Pokemon we're gonna be bringing in. But there are plenty of options that we could use. So let's go ahead and get right into that. Now, from what I've gathered, is that because it's gonna be a bug Tera type, it's more than likely gonna have a bug move, right? So with Samurott, I'm thinking the possible moveset's gonna be either Mega Horn or X Scissor for the bug move, Razor Shell, which seems to be its signature move for its water type. It is physical, so it's probably not going to have stuff like Ice Beam, but who knows? It might just toss in special attacks here and there. But I digress. Let's get back into it. So Razor Shell, maybe Hydro Pump or Liquidation. Liquidation is going to be a strong physical water move too. Brick Break for fighting. Maybe mitigate the steel types that we might bring in, rock types as well, which we probably won't bring any rock types in, let's be honest, but the steel types such as Corviknight, because it's flying, it won't have any effect on Corviknight, but if there's another steel type you want to bring in with a rock move, it might have Brick Break and it might kill it pretty quick, so be on the lookout for that. Next is going to be Ice Beam or Avalanche. Now, like I was just saying earlier after talking about Razor Shell, is that it is a physical attacker, so will it have Ice Beam? Maybe, but it'll more than likely have something like Avalanche, which is a physical type ice move. As far as utility goes, I'm thinking Swords Dance. It might have Rain Dance, just to, maybe beef up its water type moves, mitigate fire for the bug. Who knows? I mean, it wouldn't put it past them. Focus Energy is on there, but I highly doubt it's going to use it. If it does, that'd be interesting, but it's there. Its ability, I'm thinking it's going to be Shell Armor, because just like every other 7-star Tera raid, it's been the hidden ability. So it's either Torrent or Shell Armor, and I'm going to go with Shell Armor, which the opponent's moves cannot critical hit, which is actually pretty good ability to have for a defensive 7-star Tera raid. But moving on to the possible Mon builds that we could be looking at, thinking one is, I think a lot of people are thinking about, is Corviknight. So it's a flying steel type. The ability is going to be Mirror Armor. Thinking a flying Tera type item is going to be Metronome on it to pair well with Drill Peck after we use Bulk Ups to be able to amplify its attack. Iron Defense to, obviously boost its defensive stat going up against a Samurott, which is just completely physical almost. Roost for extra health, or health restore, and it's only weak against fire and electric, so it shouldn't be a problem with the Samurott. Next up, we're thinking about using Quagsire. Now, this might be an interesting one to you guys, but so it is water and ground, but we're gonna have water absorb on it, so water type moves don't affect this guy at all. Okay, Tera type is gonna be fire. Alright, now bear with me. Item's going to be leftovers. A move set I'm thinking is going to be Stockpile, Swallow. Stockpile is to boost your defense, special defense, and then also gather energy for Swallow, which will give you health restore. Stone Edge obviously is a rock type move. And then Tera Blast. Now, going back to our Tera type on fire with Quagsire, once you terrestrialize into fire, it'll probably be a little bit dangerous, but if you were to use Tera Blast, it may be a suitable thing if worse comes to worse. I don't think Quagsire is going to be terribly viable or, insanely viable in this, but it's only weak against grass until it obviously terrestrializes into fire, which then it would be highly affected by water. Now, moving on to another Mon outside of Corviknight that I think will be really good is Iron Hands. Now, Iron Hands is fighting an electric. Its ability is going to be Quark Drive, so it benefits from either using the electric terrain or the booster capsule or the booster energy. Tera type is going to be fighting. We're going to use leftovers as the item, and then its moveset, we're looking at electric terrain. We're going to use Belly Drum, Fire Punch, and Iron Defense. Now, I think that using electric terrain to activate its Quark Drive, then using Belly Drum into a Fire Punch, I think it would almost obliterate this guy in maybe not one shot, maybe two shots. I put Iron Defense on there because maybe, depending on how the Samurott ends up, you know, moving and how quickly it puts its shield up, etc., Iron Defense might be good to pop off a little bit earlier before you even start your setup. So we'll see about that. But that's the moveset for Iron Hands. I think he'll be a very viable mon in this. He's only weak against Ground, Psychic, and Fairy, so no problem there with Samurott. Moving on to Pelipper, water flying type, ability Rain Dish. So it does restore some health in rain. Flying Tera type, Covert Cloak, so it can mitigate status conditions. Let's see, for the moveset, we're looking at Rain Dance, Hurricane, which if you guys don't already know, Hurricane, it gets 100% accuracy in the rain, so that'd be perfect. We also have Roost for a HP restore, and Chilling Water, just kind of as a support move, it reduces the attack on Samurott. Be good even when its shield is up. So Pelipper's only going to be affected by Electric and Rock, so pretty viable mon there. Next is Toxicroak. So we're looking at Toxicroak. He's poison and fighting. Ability, Dry Skin. So he's very resistant against water. He will also heal up with water. And being that Samurott probably won't use Sunny Day or have any fire type moves, Toxicroak's probably in the clear on that note. Tera type, we're looking at Rock. So we'll look at a Rock Tera type. Might be viable, might not be, but we're going to be using a Shell Bell as its item. Moveset is looking like either Bulk Up or Swords Dance, depending on what you want to do. Swords Dance obviously will just climb up his attack very quickly. Bulk Up will raise up your stacks by 1 per, it's going to be attack and defense. So whereas Swords Dance will bulk up your attack by 2 each time you use it. Let's see, Rock Slide for obviously the rock type move. That'll be extremely powerful whenever we get terastallized into the Rock Tera type. We have Taunt, great move to have regardless of whatever mon you're going up against, and Rain Dance, obviously, to keep that going for his Dry Skin. He's only weak against Psychic, Flying, and Ground until he terastallizes into Rock, which then he'd be very affected by water. So we'll see when that time comes, but once he gets terastallized, it'll probably be closer to the end of the raid anyway, so who knows. And last but not least is Vaporeon. Now Vaporeon, as you all know, is a water type. We're going to use Water Absorb, which similar to Dry Skin, and like we talked about with Quagsire earlier, it'll heal you whenever a water type move is used on you. I'm thinking of Water Tera type, and the item I'm thinking of is Twisted Spoon. Now you might remember this setup from, I can't remember, was it Cinderace, I want to say, where we used the Twisted Spoon, we used Acid Armor, Calm Mind, and Stored Power to just completely wipe those mons off the face of the earth. Similar here, it won't be super effective, but it's still going to pack a punch, so hopefully this will help. I mean, being that Vaporeon's just straight water type, be resistant pretty well, so we'll see what happens there. It's only affected by Grass and Electric, so hopefully Samurott doesn't have Grass Knot. We'll have to wait and see. So far, none of the other mons have, so I'm assuming Samurott won't here. So that is what I'm thinking for the possible movesets for Samurott, as well as the possible mon builds that we could do to fend off Samurott. If you guys have any other mon builds that you think will work, or any other strats, please leave them in the comments down below. And let me know what you think about my picks, and also for picks for mons, as well as the picks for the moveset for Samurott, what ability it might have, etc, etc. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It helps the channel a lot. Be sure to subscribe if you're not yet, and ring the bell so you guys will be notified of all my content just like this, as well as my live streams. I live stream Tuesday through Saturday at 6 p.m. PST typically. Hope to see you guys then. Have a good one. Peace out.